to be talking about episode 6 of season 17 of Deadliest Catch. And in this episode, there's going to be the Saga, the Time Bandit, the Northwestern, and the Wizard. There's going to be some mechanical breakdowns on one boat. Two boats are going to be working with each other in this episode. At the beginning of this episode, it shows Jake talking about fishing industry, and then it goes to the Time Bandit, and the Time Bandit is hauling in their gear. They're getting about 5 bear-eye crab in each pot. That's not really good. So they reach out to Sig because they're partner boats. And Sig has an idea on where the bear-eye crab could be. He thinks that they could be right next to the restricted zone. And what the restricted zone is, where the different species of crab and other sea life can go. The fishing industry cannot go into that restricted space because it's a restricted area. Because if they do, they'll get fined seriously, and the gear that's in the restricted zone will be taken away by the Coast Guard or fishing game. You won't be able to get your pots back because they were in restricted area, and you'll get a big fine. Sig's like, my idea is I'll take the north side of the border of the restricted zone, and you guys take it was either the east or west side of the restricted area. So the Time Bandit will be on that side, the Northwestern will be on the north side, just outside of the restricted area, and we'll see which area is best for them to catch the bear-eye crab. The Northwestern, they loaded up all the pots that they were in the area they had been, and they're getting ready to start setting their gear in the area where they're going to set their new strings. Then it goes to the Wizard, and the Wizard is in port. Captain Keith is going to be leaving and let Monty catch the 116,000 pounds of bear-eye crab they have to catch. Before they came in to do their final offload for king crab, Keith had set 200 pots in this area. When they go out, we'll see how well 200 pots do for them. Monty's going to want a 50 bear-eye average per pot to have it be good fishing for them. Then it goes to the Saga, and the Saga is just finishing up their king crab season. They had just hauled in their last pot when Jake gets a call from his business partner who owns, I think, about 75% of the Saga, because Jake owns 25% of the Saga. And a lot of the other crab boats that are out there, they're having a hard time getting the remainder of the king crab quota. So the Saga is awarded another 30,000 pounds of king crab. If Jake does not get the 30,000 pounds of king crab, then there's a good chance that the king crab season could be shut down for a couple years, and that would not be good. Jake and the crew of the Saga are under a lot of pressure. Jake tells the crew what's going on. He's like, our season's not done. We got another 30,000 pounds of king crab to catch. Then it goes to the Wizard, and Monty hired a crew member that had been on the Wizard like 4 years ago. His name's Robbie, and he's the brother of another deckhand on the Wizard. Captain Keith leaves the Wizard, and the Wizard heads out to start hauling in their gear. And their deckhand, Robbie, while he's out on deck, he's a little seasick, and he's doing good, but he's struggling a little bit because he hasn't been out on the Bering Sea in 4+ years. He's out there throwing the hook on a couple pots, and he's just missing, so that's not really. They get about 20 bear-eye crab in the pot. Monty's like, this isn't going to work for us. Then it goes to the Time Bandit, and the Northwestern is hauling in their gear, and they're getting about 5 bear-eye crab or less in each pot. So they relay that information to Josh and Jonathan. They aren't finished setting their gear. They're working on that. And then it goes to the Saga. The Saga wants to go about 50 more miles until they hit the grounds that Jake wants to go on. He's like, there's something wrong with the boat right now. So he has the crew go and check the forward hold. There's water in there, and he didn't want water in there. That's called a slack tank, and what the slack tank will do is, if the boat rolls too much, the water will slosh, so that'll just keep sending water from side to side, and that'll make Saga lose stability, and that could roll it right over, and the crew would be missing. They try to get the pump going and see if they can get it to go, but there's a mechanical breakdown with that, so Jake's like, we're just gonna set our gear here. I don't know what pots are gonna be, but we're gonna set and get this 100+ pots off our deck and get the weight so we can be more stable. So they're setting their gear, and all of a sudden, one of the hydraulic hoses breaks and starts spewing hydraulic oil all over the deck. The crew, they get it shut down. They lift up the grate by there to see which hose it is and fix it. And while they're doing that, there's like 3 guys in the engine room figuring out what's going on, and I guess it was like some kind of seal that helps spin the pump. That whole thing had just broken. So luckily they had a replacement, and they get that replaced so then they can start pumping out the crab hold. Then it goes to the Wizard, and the Wizard is hauling in their gear and it's just not doing good. Monty's like, we're gonna have to stack our gear on and go find another spot to hunt bear die for our quota. Then it goes to the Northwestern and the Time Bandit. The Northwestern is still not doing good. They're hauling in their gear and stacking it. And then it goes to the Time Bandit. The Time Bandit is hauling in their gear, and the first pot that comes up has 104 bear die crab, which is really good. And then the second pot comes up, and that has 133 bear die crab. They let Sig and Mandy know what's going on, and Mandy's like, let's get our gear on and let's get over there. Then it goes to the Saga, and the Saga is hauling in their first pot, and it has about 33 king crab in it. It's pretty consistent, so they're gonna catch their 30,000 pounds of king crab pretty quickly. While they're hauling in their gear, Jake is contacted by the U.S. Coast Guard, and they ask him quite a few questions, and they end up boarding him and making sure the Saga is all safe. Jake warns them about the life raft, that he's only down to 1, but it has a capacity of 10 crew members, and he tells them that he has one being repacked. After everything checks out, they leave the Saga and they go back to catching their crab, and then a little later, they come to their final pot, and they catch the remaining 30,000 pounds of king crab that they needed to catch to save the fishery. Jake's like, I never thought that I would be the boat to save this industry. Then it goes to the Wizard. Monty's getting ready to haul in a pot when Keith calls, and he's like, I think we're gonna do pretty good. Keith's about to hang up when Monty's over the hailer, and he's like, Keith said he wants to apologize to Robbie, and Robbie's like, he doesn't believe it. And Keith is like, you better retract what you just said. And they were just kind of giving each other crap. Then it goes to the Northwestern, and the Time Bandit had set a little prank up for the crew of the Northwestern. Jonathan and Josh and the Hillstrand clan did on the Time Bandit. They put flour on the pot rope in a bag, and then they put candy and a pumpkin inside the pot, and they welded the door shut. So when the Northwestern hauls in that pot, they're gonna have a nice little surprise. I haven't seen those pranks for a long time, so it was really funny to see. And the Northwestern hauls in their first pot, and they get about 100 bear die crab, which is really good, and it goes up even higher in the next couple pots. And then they get to the pranked pot that the Hillstrand clan had done, and all of a sudden, while it's going through the lock, Flour Beg comes and it just bursts and sprays Clark and a couple other deckhands on the Northwestern. Sig saw a poof of a cloud. He realized what had happened, and he's like, I haven't seen a prank like that in a long time. They get the pot into the pot launcher. They look inside and they see a pumpkin and candy, because it's Halloween. And then they try to open it, but the pot won't open, and they realize, oh, it's been welded. Sig and the crew of the Northwestern were getting a real good laugh out of it. That is how episode 6 of season 17 of Deadliest Catch ends. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and don't forget to hit the bell icon down below so I can be notified when I upload videos. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you guys for watching, and if you ain't dreaming, you ain't living. Don't forget to dream big.